Can you just wait another 5 minutes since we have only 15 people in the group? Maybe we can wait another 5 minutes for them. Okay.
Yes, teacher.
Okay. Okay. Hello.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, very good. So we start now then. Okay, let me wrap up the first session for you a little bit before we move to the second session. Okay. The first session, I have discovered some of your expectations in terms of this course, and then we also have bring the structure of the course already. Okay, so these are the two main important parts that we figure out during the first sessions. Like I talked to you earlier, for the second session, we are going to look at the review of economics. Okay, so we start now. Can you see my whiteboard? Can you see my whiteboard?
Yes, next.
Very good then. Okay, so now I already defined the term economic for you, okay, in the first sessions. Okay, I already defined this. And for the second session here, I'm going to bring you with the 10 principle of economic. Have you learned this already?
Yes, sir.
Very good, thanks. So just review. Oh, what happened? I don't know why it's closed. Okay, can you see my whiteboard?
Yes, next.
Okay, very good then. So yes, of course, you already learned this, it's pretty good then. So I'll just review this a little bit because this played a very important role when you are looking at to the each economics, each country economy, I would say by this way, okay? So within this 10 principle bring you by Mankiw is the one who bring you this 10 principle, and then he said that that 10 principle has been categorized into the three category. You noticed the first category is Mankiw trying to explain you how people make decisions. And the second category is that Mankiw trying to tell you how people interact with each other. And the third one is Mankiw trying to tell you how economy as a whole work. These are the three categories that Mankiw introduced to you within his 10 principle. So the first principle of Mankiw is that people face trade-off. Can you just tell me about this principle a little bit? Right? People face trade-off. That's the first principle of Mankiw, right?
Related to opportunity cost.
It's not yet come to the opportunity course. This first principle, he just trying to tell you that all the people faced the alternative, okay? Choices.
I think it is related to like people. If he want A, he have to give up B, or if he want B, he have to give up A or something.
That should be another principle, okay? Menkyu explained you here, okay? The first category, like I talked to you, the first category is trying to tell you how people make decisions. But before you make decisions, Menkyu just try to tell you that all the people just face trade-off. You face your alternative, you face your choices. Why you face your choices and you face your alternative? Because you have the limited resources. You cannot use your resources, your limited resources for everything that you want. That's why you face the alternatives or choices. Okay? And you are right. You are right. For the second one, they are trying, Mankiw trying to tell you about the opportunity cost. When we come to principle number 2, they said that the cost of something is what you give out to get it, right? This term, like you already talk about this one, trying to tell you about the opportunity cost. This one, like I discussed to you, we have the limited resources, so that's why we need alternative choices. For example, when I finish my high school class or my high school degree, I may face the trade-off whether I need to go to university or I can go to work. Okay, so these are my alternatives. That is finished for principle number 1. Okay, we don't say anything about the opportunity cost yet. You just know that you have the choices to choose within your existing resources that you are going to have. Oh, sorry, that you already have it, okay? And then a man could try to tell you the principle number 2 is that the course of something is what you give out to get it. Like what you are discussing, you have A and B. So if you choose A, you need to give up B. If you choose B, you need to give up A. See that? That is the opportunity cost. For example, here I can give you really very easy example here. You are required to attend a class for 3 hours today. So you yourself have the other's appointment, for example, I don't know, just that is the alternative for you to choose. Or you feel very tired, I don't know, maybe. So you face the alternative whether you are going to attend a class or not attending the class, okay? So this is your choices. So if you believe that attend the class is more beneficial for you, you might attend the class, okay? So being with the class 3 hours, you need to give up 3 hours doing something else, okay? Does it make sense? For example, you would like to rest for 3 hours. It's equal to the value or the benefit of resting 3 hours equal to the 3 hours attending the class. Is that clear enough? Hello. I'm sorry if I make something a little bit strange for you from the previous class. Can you just tell me whether it is also consistent with what you have learned?
Yes, because it's actually quite consistent.
Can you kind of get please? I mean.
Yes, teacher, it's actually quite consistent to what we have learned last in microeconomics.
Very advanced. If there is nothing, if there is inconsistent, please let me know, okay? And then I try to figure out for you in details. And principle number 3, Menke also tried to tell you that rational reporting and margins. This, like I discussed to you, the first and the second principle doesn't tell you how people make decisions yet, okay? The first one is just telling you that you have the alternative to choose. And the second one, they ask you that if you choose A, you need to give up B. Okay, if you choose B, you need to give up A. That is the opportunity cost for you. And that is due to the limited resources. And then number 3, they say that rational reporting at the margins, meaning to say that you think at the incremental changes, the margin here, we can define it as the incremental changes to the plans. And normally here, men keep trying to ask you to compare marginal benefit or marginal revenue and the marginal cost. Okay. You understand the term marginal revenue and marginal cost? Hello. Hello. Do you remember the marginal revenue and marginal cost? Come soon, you still remember?
Is it the additional, for instance, if marginal cost is the additional cost of something?
The additional cost of something. Okay.
Yes, from what I remember.
Okay, so let me give you one example here, and then you may remember more. Okay. Where can I do it? Give me a second. Okay, I'll give you one example here. For example, here I have the production here. This is the quantity that I produce. Okay, and then I have the cost here. Okay, that is the cost, my total cost. Okay. So if can I just erase this first? Yeah. So, for example, I have the production here. If I produce 1 unit, I realize that my total cost is $10. That's for my example, okay? And if I produce 2 units, and then my cost is $15. If I produce 3, is $18, for example. So when we discuss about the marginal cost here, we look at to the one additional, it is for to the cost of additional units that you produced. Okay, the cost of additional unit that you produced. For example, if you don't produce anything, you don't cost anything. But if you produce the first unit, you are going to spend $10 for the first unit. Okay, so the first unit here, you can call it at the marginal cost when you increase from 0 productions to 1 productions. And we also can have the marginal cost for this one. We move from the 1 unit to 2 units. So the second unit will cost you around $5. Okay, because the first unit you spend already 10, and then you add another unit here, you need to spend more $5. So the $5 here we call the marginal cost. Similar things, if you add another productions by from 2 to 3, you need to spend another $3. So the $3 here we call the marginal cost. Is that clear? Is that clear? Okay.
Yeah, teacher, yes.
Okay, very good, Dennis. Okay, and marginal revenue also the same thing, okay? I suppose that this one is my total revenue, okay? Yep. And why that is, I suppose this is my total revenue, and then if I produce 1 unit, I can have, for example, I can have the $10, or maybe let's say $20 as my total revenue. And then when I produce 2, I can have, I suppose that this one is the competitive market, for example. So the price is going to be the same. So I'm going to have another $20. So this one I'm going to have another, oh, sorry, this one 40 for your total revenue. This one should be 60. And then if you look at the marginal revenue here, also the same. If you don't produce anything, you cannot have any total revenue. But if you produce the first unit, you will have $20 as your total revenue. And then if you decide to produce another unit from 1 unit of production to 2 unit of production, you are going to have another $20 here. $20 from the $40 minus $20 here, okay? And if you start increasing your production from 2 to 3, and the third unit of your production is another $20 here, because you take $60 minus $40 here, okay? So that is called the marginal revenue. And in the principle number 3 here, Mankiw tell you that you need to compare the marginal revenue and the marginal cost. If you have the marginal revenue higher than marginal cost, you will allow your production to be continued. If your marginal cost higher than marginal revenue, you will cut down or you will reduce your productions, okay? And then Mankiw also telling you that the maximum profit is where marginal cost equal to marginal revenue. This is a little bit further from this principle, but for this one is okay. What that is asking you like this, and then you may look at another example here. Okay, can I erase this?
Yes, like.
Okay, very good. Thanks. So I'll give you another example in terms of principle number 3, because you already understood what is the marginal revenue and marginal cost. I give you one example in terms of the flight. Okay, we have a flight from Phnom Penh to Bangkok. Okay. Yeah, we have a flight here. And then we realize that there are only 200 seats available for the aircraft, meaning to say that the aircraft can contain only 200 passengers, okay? For aircraft. Okay, and then we also realized that before, sorry, let's say before taking off by hour, I mean taking off here by hours, they are 150 ticket or 150 seats has been taken. Okay, I mean book. Okay, and then at the same time, there are another 5 passengers. Let's say another 5 clients. Clients comes and asked. Oh, this one I forget a little bit. 100 ticket, and then with the price per ticket is 150 US dollars. Okay, I suppose that's okay. And then at the same time, there are another 5 clients come and offer you a ticket. Let's say come and want to buy, put it in easy term for you to buy the air tickets. They're willing to pay 100 US dollars per ticket. Okay, and then the question here is that if you were the sales manager who could decide to sell the ticket or not, whether you are going to sell the first ticket, the first ticket to the first client who offer 100 US dollar per ticket or not. That is my question for this scenario. Will you sell it? Putting the other thing in constant. Okay, there is nothing changed. Say that is the kata paribus concept, kata paribus situations. So will you sell the fight tickets to the first client who offered you 100 US dollars? You follow
Excuse me, lecturer.
Yes, yes.
Are you writing something on the whiteboard?
Yeah.
I think we cannot see what you're writing, lecturer.
Oh yeah, yeah. I don't know what was happening with my Microsoft Teams. I clicked see it twice.
We just saw it like we
So-
just saw it now, lecturer.
Okay. I don't
But
know what-
earlier when you explained, but earlier when you were explaining, we cannot see anything.
Okay, okay, I see that. So next time, okay, I got it. Next time maybe I can use the Microsoft Word, or yeah, I can use Microsoft Word instead. Okay, all right then. So can you see this now?
Yes. Yeah, we can see it now, lecturer.
Okay, very good then. Very good then. So that is my scenario for you to make to make the decision. Okay, suppose that you were the sales managers, and then I'm asking you whether you are going to sell the ticket with the price 100 US dollars to the right client or not. Okay. So you would you sell it or you wouldn't sell it?
I would sell it, sure.
Okay, can you just give me the reason why you decided that?
Because the flight nearly take off, so if we don't sell it, we will not earn that $500. So
Right.
so it's better to earn, and yes, sir, it's better to earn that $100.
Very good then. How about the other?
Yes, for me it's the same. I would sell it as well
Okay.
because like it's better to earn that additional money rather than like keep the seat idle.
Okay, very good, thanks. to me, we cannot make decision very quick like this. Okay, but just shape the way you're thinking a little bit. We cannot make our decision very quick like this, and because just the remaining seat, and then you say, okay, just take it $100, okay, because we still have another 50 seats available, right? So what I just want you to look at here, you need to compare first, okay? What you are going to compare here is you're going to compare the cost that could be occur if you allow them here I refer to the allow the 5 passenger by clients to get in, okay? Get this with what? With the revenue that could be earned if you sell the ticket to them. It is obvious, for this one it's obvious because you are going to have the $100 per person or per ticket, and then you have the 5 passenger or 5 clients, so you're gonna have $500, correct? It's very simple. But what you have to look at here also is about your another side of your analysis is the marginal cost here. If I allow them to get, or if I sell it to those 5 clients, what might be the cost that could be occur at the period of flying from Phnom Penh to Bangkok, okay? And normally this one, we take the variable cost in our analysis. Even though you don't allow them to take into the airplanes or the aircraft, you're gonna pay the same salary for the pilot. You also go to say you are going to pay the same salary to the flight attendants. You are going to pay the same to the airport tax, the gasoline, right? Was one round, one turn already, so you are going to pay the same. But you also need to be aware that there might be some variable costs you need to bear those costs. For example, sometime when you get into the aircraft, there will be the meal served you along the way. There will be the drink served you along the way, right? So you may add those costs into your analysis. You need to calculate the cost of 5 meals. You need to cost of another 5 drinks for the 5 clients. Okay, there might be some more. It depends on your flight. Okay, your flight service. Is that clear now? If your marginal cost is lower than your marginal revenue, I believe that you would take them into your aircraft because you just spend less than what you are going to earn with the 5%. With the additional 5% what are referred to. Is that clear? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Very good, thanks. So at the end of the day, you need to think about the cost and benefit of the sports before you make the decision, okay? You need to compare it. Normally, if the marginal cost is higher, that would be the cut down on the production. If the marginal revenue is higher, you need to continue it. And that is the meaning of regional pre-forcing at Martins. This one is come to the decision already, okay? Let me talk to you again. The first one, Mankiw is trying to tell you you are facing the alternative choices. You need to make your decisions, but you not yet make it. You just face the choices, okay? The second one is Mankiw tell you that the cost of something is what you give up to get it. If you choose A, you need to give up B with the certain amount of resources that you have, okay? And then he tell you that in order to choose A or B, you need to look at the marginal revenue and marginal cost first, okay? Whether which one is beneficial for you, which one is more benefit for you, okay? And then you can make your decisions. So is that clear now?
Yes, like
Very good, thanks. And that is not yet the end of the story here, because we still have another principles to discuss about the people make decision here. We still have another one that is called principle number 4, sorry. And that is called people respond to incentive. this is another story also here. You already realized that before you make any decision, you might analyze the marginal cost and the marginal cost and the marginal revenue here. However, psychologically, people also respond to the incentive, meaning to say that if there is some incentive for you, you might work it for that harder. I would say by that way. If there is no incentive, you don't want to work it at all. I hope that's right. To put it very simple term, you can look at one example in terms of the tax policy from the government. Since some of you also interested in the fiscal policy, so let's put it in this way. Example, the government realized that in Cambodia context, the people consume alcohol a lot, right? Yeah, of course, people consume alcohol a lot in Cambodia context. So if the government would like to maintain the public health or to increase the, let's say, promote the public health by a way, and then the government said that, okay, I imposed the tax, impose the highest tax, I would say, yeah. Higher tax on alcohols, okay? For example, 20% of the high alcohol price is going to be go to the government as the tax. So, for example, here, if you can buy one can of a beer, you spend 1.5 US dollars, for example, and then if the government imports a higher tax, another 20%, so you are going to add more. You are going to pay more 20%. Okay. So at the end of the day, you yourself will cut down or will reduce the consumption because you have the limited resources. Limited resources here are referred to your income, okay, or your revenues. And that's why you said that people respond to incentive and then you change your decision, right? In the past, I used to consume 5 cans per week, for example, and then when the tax increased by 20%, I start decreasing up to 3 cans per week, for example, because I respond to this incentive. See that? So you change your consumption pattern already because of this incentive. And then at the same time, you also change your decision. Okay, you don't consume as the same as before. That's why we talk it quite as well. Of course, you compare the marginal revenue and marginal cost already, and then there's also something else that can impact to your decision also. That is called incentive. Is that all right? Sound good enough? Okay, I'm sorry. Maybe I'm checking for you. I'm checking with you very often because I cannot see you also. Just trying to make it clear whether we are on the same page or not. Right? Okay, still silence. Okay, test. Okay, so these all with the first category, how people make decision. We end with principle number 4. Okay, and then Menki also trying to explain you how people interact with each other. Can I erase this?
Yes, sure.
Okay. And then we come to principle number 5 is that trade can make everyone better off. Yeah. And also the things that also the principle that they are trying, Menki tried to tell you that people interact from one to another. We need to say that trade can make everyone better off. If you define the term trade, actually should be fall under the international trade codes, but just give you some very quick definition of trade. Trade, I can define it refers to any activity. I refer to any activities of exchanging goods or services at a certain price level. This is the thing that that is the meaning of the term trade. It refers to any activity of exchanging goods or services at a certain price level. And if you look at this, Mankiw trying to explain you the people interact with each other because they realize that if that is the free trade, we can make everyone better off. You also gain, I also gains. That's why Cambodia do the trade with many countries across the world, and also the same country also do the trade with one another because they realize that. Let me give you one example in terms of this. For example, I have only two people in the economy. One is, rangers. You know the word ranger? Ranger refers to the people who has a very good skill in terms of meat. Okay, and I have farmer. So I suppose that I just have only these two people in the market, okay, or in the economy. So they would like to eat both product too, that is potato and meat, okay. They need put these two products in order to be survived. And then if
Excuse me, teacher.
Yeah.
Can you actually switch from the whiteboard to like the Microsoft Word or Microsoft PowerPoint, because at the time you are writing, we cannot see it. Like it takes 4 or 5 minutes to load it, so we cannot catch up what you are explaining us.
Okay, I got it. Wait a second. Can you see my Microsoft Word here?
Yeah, teacher.
Very
clear.
Very good, thanks. What I'm trying to tell you here is about the principle number 5. That is trying to explain you the second category of the principle here. How people interact with each other. Okay. And then this one is the definition of the term trade. And then this is the example of this principle. Okay, I'm trying to tell you how this can be happened in terms of trade can make everyone better out. Okay, and the example here, I was telling you that there are only two people in the economy. One is ranger and another one is farmer, and both of them need to consume both potato and meat. Okay, so if they worked 8 hours per day, suppose that they have just only 8 hours per day in order to produce such kind of products. So if there is 8 hours per day, if they want to consume both rangers and produce both products, okay, both meat and potatoes. And also the same thing for farmer. Farmer we produce also the same thing, meat and potatoes. Which is not efficient, which is not efficient for this production or resource allocation, I would say. This one not a rancher, but this one is farmer. Okay. Farmer also need to produce both products because they need to consume these two, and also ranchers. But in order to make them better off, a rancher needs to notice first, or need to figure out first whether a rancher is good at in terms of producing meat or producing potatoes. The same thing for farmer. Farmer need to look at their ability or competence or talent, which one is better. And then how can they look at this? That is a very big question to be addressed here, okay? We will figure out this in the international trade together, but the first thing here I would like you to look at, they compare the productivities, okay? They compare the productivities. Farmer need to look at their productivity in terms of producing meat and potato. Rancher also the same. And then I suppose that rancher has more skills in terms of producing meat, I suppose that. And farmer also has more skill in terms of producing potato, okay? Rancher is skillful in producing meat. farmer is skillful in producing potatoes. So when they realize this, they will reallocate their resource allocations, okay? Meaning to say that within 8 hours, I would wait more of the hour in terms of producing potato if I am a farmer. And then rancher will wait more hour in terms of producing meat because they are good at, rancher is good at producing meat. And then at the end of the day, they just exchange the meat and potato from rancher to farmer. And then they will be able to consume higher meat and higher potato than they are producing both by themselves. That's why they say trade can make everyone better off. Is that clear enough with this? Very quick one, just want to just.
Yes, sure.
Yeah, very good, thanks. But in the third series, we will look at how to one country or one people more productive than the other, okay? But you need to remember that trade here will refer to the free trade, okay? If there is some government restrictions, sometimes it cannot be everyone better off. If there is a free trade, of course, everyone can be better off, okay? Yep. And then it's already explained to you, right? People interact with each other, meaning to say that rancher and farmer, they interact with each other by doing the trade together, okay? Okay.
Yes.
Very good, thanks. And we come to principle number 6. Anyone remember? Recommend everyone better out. And number 6 is market are
good way to organize economic activity.
Absolutely. Markets are usually a good way organized economic activities. And within this scenario, you also need to look at here market. What is market here? Okay. In order to understand the market here, Menke also trying to explain you the economic system. Do you know how many type of economic system in the world?
I think two, sir.
What are they?
Planned economy and market economy.
Planned economy and market economy. Any others? Any others economic system? There will be another one that is called mixed economies. You are right. You are right. This one we have plan, or some textbook they do not call it plan, but they call it command economy. Okay, the same things. Why we need to look at this? Because this one is the market only. Okay, can organize the economic activity well. Only we refer to this one, right? Yeah. We did not refer to this one. We partially refer to the economy too. Plan or command economy, we refers to a kind of economic system which the 3 foundation questions. You remember the 3 foundation questions that I discussed to you in the first session. Who produces it, how to produce it, and produce for whom, under the directed by the government or under directed by the state. State will decide what kind of product that the country should produce and how much and how to produce it and produce for whom. All are under the state directions or government directions. I think you already know this. That's why we call this one sometimes is the centralized decisions, okay? Centralized decision in terms of economic activities. While the market economy is in contrast to the plan of command economy, it is allowed the firms to interact to the budget themselves, and then they decide what kind of product that the firm can produce and how to produce it. They need to look at the productions, and after that, they also need to understand what are their target customers. Okay, so market economy we refer to an economic system which allow the firms to make their decision by interacting from the buyer and the seller. Okay, Does it make sense? And for the last one is the mixed economy. Mixed economy refers to the combination between the first one and the second ones, meaning to say that some sectors are under the control by the government, while the other sectors, the government lets the private firm do by themselves. That's why we call it mixed economy. At the current world, we sometimes hardly to find the plan of an economy, okay? Because this one is shaped by the political system. Political system here refers to the communism system, okay? Normally, and market economy here normally it under the democratic country, yes, mainly or in general, I would say by the way. And this one is can be both of them together. We cannot say directly whether we are the market economy or planned economy or mixed economy, okay? I believe that if you are the members of WTO, there are some criteria to be assessed. There are some criteria to be assessed in order to say whether you are which type of the economic system, okay? And right now I could not remember what are the criteria that they are measured in this context too, okay? We need to look at into details. Okay, I think that one already here. Usually the good way to organize economic activity, and this one you can look at to this okay here. And if you look at to the market economy, you can bring the supply and demand models, supply, demand, and equilibrium model in order to analyze this. You will see, meaning to say that they interact with each other. You want to see it? Hello.
Again, Chair.
Do you want to see how the market economy can organize economic activities? Well,
Yes, lecturer.
Yes, Chair.
okay.
Yes, Chair.
I don't know how can I draw this one. It's let me see. Okay, here I have this drawing here. Okay, very good. Thanks. Here, I think you have seen this graph already. This one is the demand, and this one is the supply. Right, and you also understand the term demand and the term supply, like I discussed to you in the international trade theory and policy already. So what I can notice for you here is that why that is the good way to organize economic activities, because this is the price equilibrium, right? And this is the equilibrium. This is the price equilibrium here, quality equilibrium here, right? And that is the market demand and market supply as opposed to market supply, and this one is market demands. Okay. And what we can notice is that there are some people or there are some firms willing and be able to sell their product at a higher price than price equilibrium. You notice this? And there are also some buyer who are willing to pay the good or services below the price equilibrium here. See that? So in these markets, the one who can sell it is the seller who willing to sell at the price below the price equilibrium here. And the people who can buy it, or the buyer who can buy it, or here is only the people who are willing to pay a higher price here. See that? So what happened with this? We need to say that some firms who already realized that they are not so much competitive in this market, so their resources will not be allocating in terms of producing these products. They will change their allocation to the other products in which they have more competitive. See that? Similar thing, some people who are not viable and willing to pay at the equilibrium price will not spend their money or will not spend their income in terms of consuming this product because they think that this product is not provide them the utility enough highest, it's not provide them high utility as this guide, okay? So they will use their income or their revenue for the other products that they feel or the fields more utilized. Is that clear? So this area, these two areas, will be using with the other product. So there will be no wasted resources in this economy. See that organized by this way. The market here organized by saying, okay, you are the seller here. You are not so competitive in this product. So go away and then do the other products. See that? Also this guy who are the buyer, the market telling you that, okay, you are not really demand of the product. So let the other who's willing and be able to take it first. And you can use your income for the other product that you feel that is more utilized for you. Okay, so there will be no wasted resources in this economy. At the same time, you also notice the maximum utility here. Maximum social welfare here. That is from Adam Smith's concept. This is the social welfare here, right? Consumer surplus above here and producer surplus down here, and that is the maximum. You see that? That is how the market economy can organize the economic activity by themselves. Is that clear now?
Sure, I have a question, sir. If they feel like they don't have competition, why don't they just monopolize the product?
Monopolized? What do you mean by monopolized?
Like, if there is only one petroleum provider in Cambodia, they can monopolize their product and sell whichever price they want because there is no competition.
Okay, if we look at the market economy, here, there are also some structure under this system, okay? There are some structure under this system. And in this market here, we refer to a kind of market that is competitive market here, okay? We do not refer to the monopolistic market. Because under the market economy, there are four more market structure here. One is competitive market. The second one is monopolistic market. The third one is oligopolistic market. And the last one is monopolistic competitive market. So we are discussing this ones. So that's why you cannot monopolize this ones. Of course, there is another story can come up here. Let me open a bracket for you a little bit. Are you also going to discuss this in the international trade? International trade Syrian policy, yeah. That is called dumping. I think you have seen it in the syllabus already, correct? Remember? You remember that? I don't know. So the word dumping here will refer to a strategy that the firms are trying to lower down their price in order to gain the market segmentation here. And the dumping here, it is not legal. Like the case in EU, there was a medicine company who sell the medicines at many states in the European Union with a lower price, and then that company killed many medicines company in the other country in European Union. And when they kill all those company already, and then the price is stood up like this. We need to say that they become the monopolist when the other firm died. But at this point, no. Of course, there will possibility, also the possibility for some firm here to come down here, right? To come to this area too. When they can find the better way in order to reduce their production cost, they can come here also. But if they cannot, they don't want to waste their resources because they cannot compete with the others. Am I right? Does it make sense to you?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Yes. The answer to the first answer is that it's hardly for you to come here, but there's still the possibility for you to sell at a lower price if you can. If you still want to enhance your production here, okay? If you can enhance your production more effective, and then you can come here. Okay, yeah. Okay, any other questions? I think we almost time. Any other questions? Kumsu? Sorry, I just remember several of you only that your name. Sonita?
No question like.
Okay, yeah. You have any questions? No? Okay, maybe you don't have any questions. Sonita?
No time, all good.
Okay, very good, thanks. Okay, I think that should be all for today because it's almost time for you all. Maybe you feel tired. Give me a second. I download the attendant a little bit. Okay, it done tensed. So in overall, give me another 2 minutes. In overall for this for today's class, we have understood from one another about some of your expectations, and also we came up with the structure of our course together, and then we also learned some also review some of the basic concept of the economic. Okay, we have finished with the how people make decisions, and you understand that. Okay. Okay, before we close this, just emphasize you a little bit. Don't put yourself this way, because some learners they might put this themselves by this way. We learned about economics. We do not think that we are economical, right? It doesn't mean so. Meaning to say that you are just comparing the cost and benefit. Okay, you are comparing the marginal cost and benefit. It doesn't mean you don't want to spend. That is the okay. In the fiscal policy, you will learn also a series that the more you spend, the higher economic growth that you can realize. So yeah, that's it. Okay, so anything else? Okay, seems there is no doubt or there is no suggestion for today. Okay.
From me, teacher.
Okay, so thank you so much for today. And then when you have time, just get through the textbook that I just sent to you earlier. But like I talked to you, it is not the only textbook that you are going to read. There will be some more to be sent to you all, okay? But at least you need, if you have time, just reading the first chapter. It's gonna be all right because it's gonna be telling you how the what is the regional economy, okay? Regional economic. I'm sorry. Yes, yes. Okay, so thank you so much then, and have a good day. Have a good rest.
Thank you, teacher. Good